Well, I think we're working now. For some reason, it didn't go live, and I don't know if it's gone live yet. It seems to have been. Yeah, okay. So I have to make a change. We are live, believe it or not, for those of you who just tuned in. It's just the stream that you're sitting on is not working, so I'm going to have to go in and kill it because for some reason the software created a new stream, and I don't know why that is. So let me just make the change here, and we will. Everybody should be able to see us in a second or two. Apologies for that. Technology sometimes just doesn't work the way it's supposed to, and this was one of those instances where it just didn't do what it was supposed to do. But we are live, and I'll bring in a guest here in just a second, but I wanted to get back to the reason we're continuing with part 3 of the story I started last week. And unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to finish because life got in the way. I got very, very busy. And then, of course, I had to go to Calgary for a few days to celebrate my buddy's birthday, get a bit of a break from life for a while, escape, and get some skiing in. Of course, I did leave my best girl, Lola, and my wife, Bridget, my other best girl, best gal. She's not a girl, she's a woman. Anyway, left them behind for a few days, and that was heartbreaking to me. And Lola is anxiously anticipating me taking her OUT soon. She's sitting here beside me as I pet her head. And yeah, it's been a interesting couple of days. But we're back to the story we started with last week, the passing of Brian McPherson. As I had let you know before, he had chosen MAID because his health had gone downhill in the last little while. But it's not what I really wanted to talk about today. What I really want to talk about today is CBC's gratuitous use of the word disabled over and over and over again. And it troubled me when I read the story, but it's like I'm going to read the source material the way it was written because that's how it should be done. But I wanted to talk about that, and I decided that I would bring in my good friend, your good friend, you know him, to get his opinion on this because he is a little bit more closely attached to that community than I am. And let's say hi to our good buddy Super Kyle. Brother.
How we doing?
Good. And we are live now. It's working. So
there we go.
So yeah, I don't know. Did you have a chance to check out any of the stuff I sent you? Because I know you've been busy too. So
You sent me the one video, I know, and I did watch it. And sorry, the article. Sorry, read the article. And I sat there. It almost seemed as though they relied on some sort of pity vote.
Yes.
The whole time, and that's where that's what I go back to. We keep, as a society, saying disabled, 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 and applying it to the human condition.
Mm-hmm.
But then we turn around and we go, but they can do all these things, and it's just unfortunate to sit there and have to backtrack and go, no, I am capable of doing all of these things, even though society continues to say I am disabled because my legs don't work.
Right.
Yeah, and I understand. I understand that there are some people who haven't grown up with spina bifida. They got in a car crash or they have MS or whatever, and they lost the use over time. I get that. Their story is different than mine. That's a whole
Mm-hmm.
different things. But at the end of the day, those people are still capable of doing things, despite the fact that one of the things on their body doesn't work the same as it used to. They can still
Exactly.
travel from point A to point B. They just went from walking to wheelchair.
Well,
And
one of the things
that's
that
the
struck me
function
as
of walking.
strange.
Yeah.
One of the things that struck me as strange about the whole story was it's like nothing stopped Brian McPherson from doing everything and anything he wanted to. So the fact that they just kept saying disabled over and over again, it was kind of like, what? This man's done more than I have, and I don't use a wheelchair, right? And he, he wasn't, unlike you've used a chair most of your life, right?
I didn't come out of the womb like Joe did, but pretty much, yeah.
He started using, I think, when he was 17 or 18 after an accident, and he became a big advocate and voice for let's make things accessible because, damn it, they should be. And his great voice, but it's like I just thought the way the story was written, it was really troubling to me. It had like a pity factor to it, and I didn't care for it. And I didn't say that at the time because my goal was to be able to get you to come on and talk with me about this. it sounded like I didn't know Brian. Did you happen to know who he was? Because I played sledge hockey, but
No. I may have met him once or twice, but we weren't, no.
friends or anything like that. Yeah. Yeah, because I know you're a big
No,
sledge hockey guy. He's a big sledge hockey guy, was a big sledge hockey guy, but he lives in Edmonton, so I don't expect you to know him, but I thought maybe sledge hockey community is pretty tight-knit, just like any hockey community. Sledge hockey, whatever, right? They're all tight-knit communities. But, this guy was a big advocate, and then the way they wrote that story, it was just like it really didn't sit well with me. It really troubled me. It sounded, like I said, there was a pity factor there, and
Yeah.
the irony being the series that he was a part of, the reality series Push, was all about don't pity us, and he kept saying that.
Yeah.
So the way they wrote that story was just like it was so detached from who this man was.
Yeah. It honestly, there's so many parts of using a wheelchair that it I've seen my friends break their leg. They
Mhm.
might use a wheelchair for a day or a week, and then
Right.
they stop it. They go back to, walking with crutches or whatever. No one looks at them and says, "Oh, you're disabled." No one looks at them and goes,
Exactly.
"You are lacking in the human quality, so I'm going to treat you differently." And then someone comes along using a wheelchair, and they have their own customized manual wheelchair or they use full time, and all of a sudden this person is not a person anymore. I'm going to talk to the person next to them, or I'm not going to address them as a human being. I'm going to address them as a small child. And Brian, I can guarantee you, even though we never met, I guarantee you this guy wasn't a pity me kind of guy. He wasn't, oh,
Nope.
woe is me, or whatever. He's sledge hockey.
Yeah.
And anyone that's ever played sledge hockey or ever watched sledge hockey knows that you don't pity a sledge. You know, I mean,
No, because they're
we
going to
play
stab
sledge
you in the
hockey.
leg.
We play sledge hockey knowing that we might end up needing the wheelchair if we didn't use it at the beginning of the game. You know what?
It's true. Yeah. Yeah, it's true.
and
Like,
and
it's that and murder ball,
and
right? You guys are just vicious,
mhm,
man.
mhm. And that's it. All these sports, all these awesome things that so many para athletes grow up playing and grow up loving. I I have been lucky enough to I started playing sledge hockey when I was 4, and I
Mhm.
started talking to my goalie to start off, and then everyone said, "Move, Kyle, move across the ice," and so I moved across and started talking to the other goalie, and then I learned what offside was, and so I had to move. And throughout the years, I took on the role of what my coach called the quarterback of the team, and
Mhm.
I thought he was. But uh, sledge hockey to me became so much more, and it became this camaraderie of just. And I am still friends with some of the people I played with today. You know,
Oh, yeah.
I actually one of my old teammates messaged me recently and said, "I know you're not working, and I know there's a fee. I'm gonna waive the fee for you to come play a couple days." And so I went back, and
Yeah,
I've been playing every Friday for a couple of Fridays. I ended up with pneumonia, so I had to miss a couple of Fridays.
no
But
shit.
you know, sledge one more game coming up. I'll sit that one out just in case. Games are coming back next season, or next week, next year for the rest of the season, and I'm gonna go back and play.
Right.
And but that's the kind of and do you think any of those people are on the ice going, "Oh, Kyle, you use a wheelchair. I'm so sorry." No,
No.
not
God,
one of them.
no.
All of
No,
them are looking at me
not at all.
going, "You have the puck. I'm going to take the puck from you, and it's going to hurt."
Yeah, yeah.
That's what that is. Same goes with the rest of life. No one's next to me at a job interview going, "Oh, that guy in a wheelchair." They're looking at me going, "That guy is applying for the job I want.
Mhm.
That guy has the
Yeah.
job I want. I'm gonna steal that job from him." Like that's the real world. That's the world. And at the end of the day,
Yeah.
the fact that someone sits down to move or cases or uses glasses to see, we don't walk around looking at every person who uses glasses and go, "Oh, I'm so," we we
Well,
we
and
move on.
you and I talked about this a couple of years ago. I'm like, this for me
Hmm.
is a mobility device.
Hmm.
I can't ride a bike or drive a car. Hell, I don't like walking around without my glasses on. And every now and then I'll be really tired and I'll go to take Lola out and I'll have taken my glasses off for whatever reason. And I get outside and I'm like, shit, I can't see anything. And I'm walking Lola
That's
around the
it.
neighborhood and people are saying, hey, and I'm like, I have no idea who me. No idea
Nope.
because I
Yep.
can't see them. This is a mobility device. And we need to get
That's it.
people used to the idea that things like glasses, that is a mobility device. You have two mobility devices. I use one, you use two. I'm going to need a third one soon. That's for my hearing, which is, it's
What?
it's a
Yep.
hearing aid.
Yep.
I'm oh, you got good. Okay.
Yeah.
You got me. You got me. That was good. But they are mobility devices, and if we can get people to see,
Yep.
recognize, and understand that. And I did see a post recently that made me laugh hysterically. It was some guy wearing a T-shirt that said, "I have an immune system. I don't need a COVID shot." And somebody responded to him with, "Yet you have eyes and you wear glasses." Like, yeah, you know, it's just so
Yep.
silly
No,
sometimes.
that's it.
But
You
yeah,
know
it's
what? COVID. Yeah. I sat there and tried to explain to friends around me who were all anti-vax why I needed them to get the shot.
yeah,
Why I needed
hell
them to
yeah,
get the shot because I don't have an immune system. For people who don't know, I'm on medication to fight my own immune system. Knock out my own
which is
immune system
fighting you.
because it's too good. Apparently, the
Yeah,
only thing that can kill me is me. So I mean, hey, uh, uh, but so I need my friends and everyone around me to get those things to keep whatever it is at bay or away or whatever. And get this, we think could possibly be because of the medication I'm taking to fight the MS. And the only thing that's going to
yeah.
be able to take me away is me. But um, all of these things, they're all devices of our own creation to make a better
Mhm, mhm.
society. Yeah,
Well, and this
and
giving opportunity and accessibility to everyone else improves society as a whole. And if people can't see that, it's because they choose not to. At least that's my opinion.
yeah,
Come here, Lola.
100%,
Sorry,
100%. You know what?
sorry, Lola's just
If
wandering.
anyone's ever taken a car, um, you have used a mobility device.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Plain and
It's
simple.
true, but they don't see
Plain
it
and
that way,
simple.
right? Well, I just came home
Like,
from the airport, right? I exited the terminal. I got on the train, took
yep,
to another train, and then walked down the street home. Now, the easiest part was the train and changing platforms and changing trains. That was the easy part because it's built to be accessible. But when I got out of the train station, I took the escalator up the elevator up to Queen Street, and then walked down O'Connor to get home. And that was treacherous because the sidewalks, even though they've been cleaned, that's that's another that's a whole nother kettle of
mm,
fish to
mm,
to be fried
mm,
at some point in time. Yeah, sure they're clean, but I'm
yep,
just I'm just dragging a suitcase. I can't imagine what it would be like if I had a walker or was using a wheelchair because my goodness, it's brutal just trying to walk home with a suitcase dragged behind you. So, we have
Yeah.
to do
I'm
more to make it accessible for everybody.
I was coming home from the doctor today. My girlfriend dropped me off. Flipped to her place last night. My girlfriend dropped me off on the way to work, and had to walk to the bus stop. And the bus stop, the doctor's office is at the bottom of a hill. Walk up this big hill and walk back down another hill to get to the bus stop. And I'm sitting there and I'm going, there's so many other ways that they can getting to this bus stop, but this is
Mhm,
this is the way
mhm,
that they're going to tell me to go. And and um, all I'm thinking is, if I didn't have if I didn't have the wherewithal to be able to get there, I'd be stuck
mhm.
there. I'd be stuck there until I call
Oh,
the
yeah.
paratransport, or someone with an accessible van can get me any of that kind of stuff. And there's so many people who take walking to the bus stop for granted,
Very much so.
and
Very much so.
it's just, I'm just grateful that uh, my chair isn't that big, because sidewalks that we live on, that we use on a daily basis, they're no wider than maybe a chair and a half of mine, a small chair,
Mhm, yeah.
you know?
Yeah, if you have a big
And
chair, forget
so
about it. Good luck.
I was thinking, what happens if someone tries to pass me in a wheelchair on the sidewalk?
Not happening.
Not happening.
Yeah.
And so I'm working with the city starting next year. And I
Nice.
say working with anyone that's been following knows how I work with the city. Um, Giving them small reminders every now and then to change the sidewalks and to make sure that
Yeah.
everything's cleared off when need be. The snow around the light buttons
Oh, yeah.
at stops, it's
You can't even reach
unacceptable.
them, right?
No,
Yeah.
no, and that's it. Like,
You
I
you need a
tried.
poke stick.
I
You need
have
a poke
longer
stick in the new
arms.
ones,
Yep,
but the new buttons downtown, they're not like physical manual buttons, mechanical buttons. That's the
yep,
word I'm looking for.
yep,
They're like, if you hit it with a stick, it's not gonna work. It needs a
yep,
human touch, literally, to make it function. So,
yep.
if you had, say, a stick in the back of your chair you could pull out and hit it. Well, no, because it's not a button that you push in. It's like a contact. So they've even made it more inaccessible.
No, and that by looking to make it more accessible, it's
Yeah,
crazy. Yeah. No, they definitely did some half thinking on that one, and it's
yeah,
unfortunate,
yeah.
but there's lots of ways we can improve, and I mean, starting with clearing the snow outside of the outside or away from those buttons is a good start, I guess.
Mhm. Oh yeah,
Um,
there's more
but
to be
then
done, but at least it's a
snow
start.
away
It's a step in
from
the right direction.
clearing snow away from bus stops. I went to catch the 24 today. That would have been my other option. I tried to catch the 24 or whatever it was from my doctor's office, go to Saint Laurent,
Hmm.
and it drove away on me. I'm trying to wave him down, and just drove away on me. And it's people will say, "Oh well, a bus has
That's
driven
brutal.
away on me before," but that happens a little bit more often to someone that uses a wheelchair, a mobility device, because drivers don't
Yes.
want to put the ramp out and they don't want to whatever. So
Yeah, and it's pretty pathetic,
yeah,
but it does. Well, the other day I sent you this thing that it 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 made me chuckle, and I sent it to you because I knew you'd both chuckle at it and at the same time go, "Well, Jesus Christ!" Right? I'm going to share this on the screen right now so everybody can see it. This was I guess it was a tweet somebody put out, and there was a really good response to it. I'm going to put it on the screen and I'll read it for everybody. It says this guy named at Daniel Lawson 1998. Disabled parking should only be valid during business hours, 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. I cannot see any reason why people with genuine disabilities would be out beyond those times. And the response to that from a woman is says, "We're disabled, Daniel. We're not werewolves." It's like, really? So, according to this guy, you shouldn't have a life outside of 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. You should be
yeah, my life doesn't
housebound,
start till
and
5.
that's it.
That's it. Yep. Eh,
Like,
it's so crazy because there's so there's paratranspo, and paratranspo runs till 5. And if you ever want to go out and you want to do anything, you have to book an accessible taxi to go home. I get it. There's no
mhm,
transit at night. That's fine. And people take taxis genuinely to get home. That's But if you want to take a taxi, an accessible taxi, you have to book it 12 hours before, first of all, minimum.
yeah,
And the last time I tried that, it was 2 hours late. I booked
which
it
is not good in
for
this winter.
midnight or whatever, and it was, yeah, not there until 2 a.m.
Yeah, that's difficult on a cold winter's night, right? Like, you know, it seems that society has not done enough to recognize the fact that people who use mobility devices have lives, rich, full lives, and they seem to think, well, no, no, no,
Yeah.
no. Well, well, why would they want to be out past 11:30? Excuse me. Well, yeah, if you want to go out, but you have to book 12 hours in advance. If I called you up and said, hey, bud, let's go for a beer on Wednesday night, we'll go have some beer and wings.
Yep.
And we're going to go for 2 hours and it turns into four. Sometimes that happens. The conversation's good. We're having a good time. Next thing you know, how the hell are you getting home? Oh, well, there's no
Yep.
buses. The train doesn't run out your way yet. It will in the new year. It's supposed to be doing it right now, but it's not. But it doesn't even,
Yep.
that's only getting you to your vicinity of where you live.
Yep.
Like it's not a short walk from the train to your place, as I understand. So,
No.
it's
No.
getting there, but it's still, if you have to book an accessible taxi and they want it 12 or 24 hours. 12? Did you say 12?
Yeah, so the morning of, or
Okay.
yeah, about 12 hours before.
Yes, because your life is scheduled right down to the second, right? So that, there's no opportunity that I could call you up and say, let's go for a beer on a Wednesday, right? That
Yeah.
because you use a wheelchair, there's no chance in hell that that would ever happen. And that's how
Yep.
the system is built and designed right now. It's how it's
Yep.
built, it's how it's designed, and it needs to change. It needs to
We
change because
are
it's wrong.
there. There was once a time where if you used a wheelchair, or had some sort of what they call disability, um, they would put you in a home.
Mhm.
You just go right. Your parents would give you up, and it would
Yeah.
just be, this is what's best for your child, and you'd go right to a
Yes.
home. That's it.
Yeah.
There's there was no questions. That was the socially acceptable thing to do. I mean, anyone that's seen 300 knows that I used to go to be thrown into a pit, but that's a whole other story.
Mhm.
And society isn't that far from where it was at that time, where I'm being thrown into the pit. I'm being thrown into here's the pit of all these uses, and um, eh, there's just so many ways that people are ostracized still,
Mhm.
and they're put into those pits, they're put into those homes, they're put into those groups, and or they're left out. They're left out of the social interactions. They're left out of going to the bars, the pubs, the
Mhm.
late night concerts that run till 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. If I didn't have the ability to take my chair apart and throw it in the back of someone's car, I wouldn't be known as Super Kyle as I am today.
No, no, no,
You know,
absolutely not.
I
Yeah. Yeah.
the Brass Monkey was the one of the first bars I ever went to that played music, and that basically brought a whole new life for me.
Yeah.
And there's thousands of people in the city of Ottawa who don't have that luxury. They don't have the ability to say, "Yeah, I'll jump in your car with you. Oh my God, that'd be amazing. Thank you so much." You know, I mean, then there's the fact that not everybody was raised in the fire. Not everyone was raised in the limelight, and in the being
Mhm.
able to talk to people from the time that they were 4 years old, and talk to large groups of people, and whatever. So I'm lucky I get to do that. There's people
Mm.
who are
Mm.
reserved and they're shy, and they're so they don't have the luxury of, maybe they just want to go out and they want to see that show, and they don't want to have a million people covering them, and all that kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
And so
Which is
they
understandable,
wouldn't
right?
be
I
able
mean,
to,
it's
they wouldn't be able to go to that bar and say, "Hey, can someone get me in?" They'd
Mhm.
they'd be too reserved to say it. They'd be too shy to say it, and that's fine as a human being. But, there's plenty of people like that. But at
Oh,
the
yeah.
end of the day, if you're not like that, then you're left out of the group, and those are the people who really need the one the and this is where I prefer the word handicap, because handicap suggests, especially today's vernacular, where we use it for things like golf, it
Yes.
suggests they need they need a leg in some way.
Mhm.
And so that is that. Sure. Did we once use handicap as hand in cap, and is there a whole story behind there? I guess so. Someone had to tell me that. I had to Google it. I didn't know about it, but I didn't know that story because it's that old, you know? And at the end
Mhm,
of the
mhm.
day, okay, well, no, my cap's usually on my head or in my girlfriend's hand.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
as I'm crowd surfing. Uh, but that's it.
Yeah, I
Oh,
don't
oh,
even
you
do
should have
that
seen
too.
her at Blues Fest. We started dating at Blues Fest, and she got us right into the fire of babe, hold my glasses, hold my hat, as I ran into the mosh pit.
Yeah, I don't do that.
Hmm.
I if I like, my extent of extreme sort of events is skiing. That's it. And I don't do any
Yay,
tricks, no jumps, avoid the hell of the moguls, you know? Like, I just wanna have a nice day out on the slopes. Uh, that's as extreme as I get these days. I mean, hell, I'm gonna be 58 in July, right?
dude.
And
There's
and and and
trees. Okay, there's some
yeah,
there's some element of danger. Trees can pop out of
yes.
nowhere. I've seen it happen. So you
Oh, I
got
almost
danger
I almost
going
had a
on.
severe collision yesterday. Like, I was going
There we
up the
go.
side of a slope, and a woman came flying through from one run to another, and I
Oh,
tried to go up. I saw where she was coming, so I'm like, "Okay, I'll angle up." And I missed her, but I went right over the back of her skis, and we both came down, and she's like, "I'm so sorry." I'm like, "Are you okay?" She's like, "Yeah, yeah, I'm fine." I'm like, "Okay, no worries." Didn't bother me, but it could have
yep,
been a pretty catastrophic incident because we were both moving pretty fast. Like, this is Sunshine Village in Banff, Alberta.
right,
Um,
yep.
it it's not for the faint of heart. It's not for the faint of heart. So, yeah, it could have been a pretty severe injury to both of us. Thankfully, I was able to avoid it, but it's still, that's kinda like, maybe I'll just stick to the green runs. 'Cause I don't need this. I have to work tomorrow. Yeah.
Bunny hills all the way, buddy.
Mm. Well, a little bit more than that, but the other thing I wanted to, talk to you about was, like, since we've gotten to know one another, we met about, what, 15 years ago, I think? But we've really gotten to know one another in the last
Yeah.
4 or 5 years, I'd say.
Yep.
And, one of the things that I've been cognizant of since we've become friends and gotten to know one another is how I'm mindful of my language. And by that, I mean, I was out with somebody the other day, and they said, "I have crippling anxiety," and I kinda went, "Mm." I used to say that too, but instead what I say now is I have, debilitating anxiety,
Mhm,
or very troublesome anxiety, because that
mhm,
term is not one with good connotations, right? It's very negative, and I've been trying to just choose words better, because words have meaning, and sometimes the meaning can come across in a very wrong way. And, what if I'm out in a restaurant,
mhm.
and I said something like that, and the guy sitting next to me is a wheelchair user? He might
Yeah.
not be too happy with me about that, and I don't wanna be that asshole, right? So it's like, yeah,
The
pay attention to what you say, because those words can hurt people sometimes, and
they
it takes very
can.
little effort to be cognizant and kind, right?
You are one in a trillion, my friend. I am
Really.
grateful to know you.
Oh,
Gosh. There are so many times where the comfort of someone using a mobility device or with a handicap is is overlooked,
mhm,
and
mhm.
it's pushed aside for the convenience of the rest of society.
Oh, yes.
And Well, I mean, we were talking about the number of times disability was used in
The
that
story about
that
Brian
article.
McPherson. Yeah.
Yeah, the number of times Brian McPherson was referred to as disabled or with a disability would have probably made his skin crawl.
Yes.
A- And everybody else is sitting here going, "Oh no, it's an okay word now. We need to be able to use that word. We need to be able to band together, and you need to be able to accept this because so and so needs to be able to have a word that identifies them to the rest of society, and you need to be okay with this word because it's the good word that we can use now." No, no, I don't,
Yeah.
and neither does
I think
Brian,
that's
and
the
neither
we're
does,
taught.
yeah.
Yeah. It's
There's
just it's not
there's too
necessary.
many people who are everyone's okay with making everyone's okay with making traffic uncomfortable, and
Mhm.
it's
Mhm.
it's because the demographic that a demographic that I happen to be part of, because I'm part of several. Thank you very much. I'm a redhead as well. Great. Um, uh, a demographic that I happen to be part of has been quiet and has been stagnant, has been okay with whatever table scraps they could get for so long,
Mhm. Mhm.
because at, at the end of the day, some people are just grateful to be alive because it was their accent, or whether it was the way they did in the hospital, whatever it was, as they were when they were a kid, whatever their situation is, they're just grateful to be around, and
Yeah. Well,
that's
and I
something
can
that
understand
everybody
that
else gets to
to a
take for granted.
degree. Yeah, I can understand that to a
Yeah,
degree, grateful to be around, but where's your quality of life? You know,
yeah, that's
let's
it.
just make things accessible. It's not that difficult. We can do this. We have the money, the knowledge, and the know-how. We can do these things.
Yeah,
It's just getting
that's it.
getting policies changed to do them.
That's it. Yeah,
So much of it is
yeah.
politics, right?
You know, the
Yeah, we have a big delay here. For those of you who didn't know, there's a big delay. Apologies.
the Americans, the Americans have this thing, and
Hmm. And
it's
it's really
the
good.
Americans with Disabilities Act. And while the name isn't opportune, it's
Hmm.
so good.
It's so good.
You
It
know,
really, really is.
whether you're going to a show, and the venue is forced to have, when I say forced, I mean they have the opportunity to have uh um translators,
Hmm.
ASL translators, or the like, or they have um um money to change venues, or places of that sort of thing. uh there is so much good that came out of uh
The
oh,
act.
I
Yeah.
can't even think of the letters that go with that right now. The Americans with Disabilities Act, ADA, there we go.
Yeah.
And the ADA is so comprehensive, so wonderful, and Ontario is in its infancy with what it provides with the AODA,
Hmm.
um,
Hmm.
and Canada is sort of coming along.
We're way
Um,
behind them.
we are so behind in so many places, um, but I'd like to turn this into the next Vancouver. I'd like
Why
to
not?
turn Ottawa into the next Vancouver because I we need to set an example for the rest of Canada.
Well, I was
I
just saying the other day how Yellowknife, everything is
Mhm,
accessible in Yellowknife. The Northwest Territories, right? Now, Yellowknife is the
mhm,
capital of the Northwest Territories. That's the seat of government. There's about 24,000 people that live there. I have to go there in a
mhm.
few weeks for work again. Uh, but everything is accessible there. Everything. Every building has a ramp. Every single one. They're all accessible. There are no barricades for anybody. Now, some of these ramps are a little steep, but they're there. And if the capital of the Northwest Territories can be the living example of what a capital should be, why the hell are we doing that here in Ottawa? We're the nation's capital.
Yeah.
Everything should be accessible here. I mean, there's no
Yep.
two ways about it. Everything should be accessible here. The fact that it isn't is upsetting.
The number of times I have heard someone say, "Well, they're really old buildings. It would take a lot of money and a lot of time. Then let's start spending the money now. Why have we been sitting on our hands for so long?
Yeah.
Why is no one willing to step up and change these things?" And just the number of times when an individual business has been willing to step up and do it tells me
Mhm.
this can be changed.
Well, and especially if that
That's
business
100%.
is not just willing to do it, but eager to do it because they know it's the right thing, right? Like,
Yeah.
was it the brass monkey that you like to go to, where they have to carry you down the stairs and they're putting an elevator in? I mean, what?
Sorry, I missed that last part.
Oh, and is it the brass monkey that you like to go to that they have to carry you down the stairs?
Yes.
Out in the Nepean
Yep.
there? Yeah, across from the Nepean
Yep.
police station. Well, I guess it's all Ottawa now, but
Yeah.
and they're putting an elevator in.
Yeah.
This is a
Yeah.
restaurant bar that's putting an elevator in
Well,
because they know it's the right
they're
thing to do, and it's very expensive.
they're looking to do it. Yeah, and they quoted the owner at $500,000,
Yeah, that's about yeah.
and he looked at me and he goes, "Okay, well, it's going to take a while to raise the money, but yeah, we'll do it. Let's go."
Yeah.
And but that's because that owner, Scotty, I love you. Scotty knows. He knows that the benefit of creating access. If you build it, people will come. The number of
Yes.
times I have heard, "Oh, well, there's not that many people in wheelchairs that come here
Well, it's not even that.
because it's
Some
not
people can't even
accessible."
walk stairs. It's
Yeah,
not accessible, number 1, but some people okay, you can walk, but stairs are a huge challenge and are
yeah,
scary. If you have bad knees, a
yep,
bad back, you look at that and go, "No,
mm,
I might get
yep,
down, but I don't know how I'm gonna get out of there." Right?
yeah,
So,
yep,
yeah, you make it accessible for everyone and you'll invite more people over, and again, not just people who use wheelchairs. Somebody who
nope,
has a cane, somebody who has a limp, somebody whose knees are shot because they played golf for most of their lives.
yeah, yeah.
Stairs are
That's
not fun for me. They're not. I walk
that's
10
it.
kilometers every day. I
Yeah,
don't like to use the stairs because when I get to the top of them, my hips and my knees are killing me. Like when
yeah,
I go to work and I have to cross the bridge by the train station there.
mhm.
The pedestrian. It's the is it the Jim Watson Bridge or is it the Max Keeping? It's the Max Keeping Bridge.
The one by the
Train station, baseball
train
station,
station. Yeah,
baseball
yeah,
stadium. Yeah. So I
yep,
cross that every day, and
yep,
I use the ramp because I
yeah,
don't like taking the stairs because
yep,
I'll get there. It's like I have to take the stairs out of the station. Well, I don't have to, but I get off the train and the doors open right in front of the stairs, so I just take them up. And when I get up each time, it's like, why didn't I take the elevator? And then when I go to get to the bridge, it's like, oh, I'm taking the ramp because I just took a
hmm,
big flight of stairs and my knees and hips are killing me. And I say this, kind of comically, but it's like as one gets older, those challenges are very present and they're not fun. I can
hmm,
walk 20K a day, no problem. But if I have to do it going up and down stairs, I've got a problem.
yep. It's lots
So,
of impact. Yeah,
somebody like me who's pretty physically fit, for the most part, I, I,
yeah,
I don't, I don't use a cane yet. I might have to someday. I don't know. Maybe I'll need a chair someday. I don't know.
yeah,
But currently, if I see a place that has a big staircase to go in, it's like, oh, is there a ramp or an elevator or an escalator? Because it's bad. I remember years ago, there was a photo
mhm,
of an up and down escalator that went into a gym in Florida. And somebody said, oh,
okay,
yeah, Americans too lazy to take the stairs. And it's like, no, that was not. That's what I thought, right? And everybody made jokes about it until a friend of mine pointed out, he goes, Paul, people who have wheelchairs go to the gym to work out. There's special equipment in the gym for people who use wheelchairs to work out, get their arms, get the cardio going. And stairs are not exactly suited for somebody in a chair. And I went, yeah, I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. Escalators are not the best. I recognize that. They can be
I
complicated.
prefer them.
Oh, you do?
So here's that story. Museum of, correct me, uh,
Nature?
civilization.
Oh, yeah. Now it's called the Museum
What?
of History, I think. Yeah,
Thank
in
you.
Gatineau,
Okay,
in
I'm
Hull.
like, I'm gonna get the words wrong. I know it's
Yeah,
changed. But yeah. So, grade 7, grade 8 class went there, and they have one elevator, the whole building, one
yeah.
elevator.
Brilliant
They
design.
might have a couple of freight elevators, but they have one elevator for
The
passengers.
public. Yeah.
And so we're in the big huge rotunda that's shaped like a canoe or whatever, bowling,
Mhm,
whatever.
mhm.
And the person says, "Okay, um, class, we're gonna go this way up the escalator, and sir, you come with me. We're gonna go this way across." And like they didn't say it, but it's across the way through a hallway down the wing, whatever.
It's 500 meters from here.
It's way out of the way.
Yeah.
And my mom and all of the crazy stories from my childhood start with, and my mom said, and my mom said, Kyle, come with me. And so she walks up to the escalator, stands there, and goes, "Let's go." And I'm like,
What?
"What are we doing?" And she goes, "Go on." And I'm like, "What?" And she goes, "You're gonna put one wheel on one step, the next set of wheels on the next step. Go, and I'll stand behind you." So she does. So I do, and she does, and she holds on to me, and I hold on to the little
Railing, yeah.
whatevers as much as I could, Um, and we go up, and that was my first time. And uh, then I started being the reason that malls would put signs up that said, "If you use a wheelchair, please don't use the escalator." Uh, yeah,
That's an
but
asshole statement.
it's unfortunate because I've had mall security go, "Well, what if you fall?" Well, what if anybody else falls?
Eh, what a stupid thing to say. I can fall on an escalator just as easily as you can.
But sir, you might get injured. So will they.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and I just so I've been taking it for forever, but my redeeming moment of taking escalators that I will love until the day I die. I'm sitting on LinkedIn, I think it was, and there's a picture of Rick Hansen,
mhm.
and he's on an escalator. Big smile on his face, on an escalator, his hands, holding on like it's a Harley, and just it said something like, not all, accessibility looks different in different ways, or whatever the post said. And I'm sitting here and I'm going, that's my childhood hero. Oh my god, how amazing is this?
Mhm, mhm.
you know and I am just so thankful that he did that, because he got all the same comments I do. "Oh,
Yeah,
that's not very safe for you. That's not whatever, blah, blah, blah." And just the way that he was able to so eloquently reply to everybody, which is the way I had been doing it for years, but I'm getting nowhere with these people. Oh my God.
right.
Um, but he made all the same comments, and I'm going, okay, if he's going to face the same thing, I guess I can just continue to face it as well.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
When you see somebody that you have so much, uh, and let me start that sentence over. When you see somebody that so many of us have a great deal of respect and admiration for,
Hmm.
because Rick Hansen's not just a hero to people who use wheelchairs.
No.
He's a hero to damn near every Canadian,
Hmm.
right? The same way Terry Fox was, or
Yeah.
is, I should say. You know,
Yeah.
Terry's no longer with us, obviously, but he's still a Canadian hero. Guy who ran a marathon every single day
Yep.
for months on one friggin' leg. I
Yeah.
couldn't run a marathon right now on my best day if you put a gun to my head and offered me $1 billion. It wouldn't happen. I can't do it. He did it on one leg every day for months. No human being had ever done that before.
Hmm.
Now, there's some of these ultra marathoners that'll run 160K marathon over the course of like an 8-hour period. That's amazing. That's great. Terry ran a marathon every single day for several months on one leg. I mean, that's
Yep.
something else. I'm going to have to wrap this up, bud, because Lola is
Yeah.
desperate to go out because I've been gone for 4 days and she's so happy to see me. So I got to take her out. But thanks for joining. Anytime you
Thank
want
you
to
for
pop in,
having me.
well, no, always a pleasure to host you. I'm going to be doing I'm going to try every day to do a sort of a human interest story at 4 p.m. for the Grizzly Growl. Usually they're anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes. Of course, we went a little longer today because we have a guest. So when we have a guest, we go longer. But yeah, I'll be back again tomorrow. I don't even know what I'm going to talk about yet because I'm still a little bit frazzled from the whole weekend and rushing home to do this and get it on. But I'll have something for everybody tomorrow. Between now and then, everybody, please take care. We will see you later.
Bye, everybody.